Elia's core wiped the grease from his hands onto the worn fabric of his jacket. The asteroid field stretched endlessly before him, a jagged graveyard of forgotten machines. Broken starships, shattered satellites, and the twisted remains of mining vessels floated silently in the void. Most people avoided this place. It was dangerous, lonely, and hopeless, but to Elias it was a treasure trove. He had spent years scavenging the remnants of other civilizations. A human among humans, Elias was known as the man who could fix the unfixable. His reputation was modest, though. Most people assumed he only repaired small ships, nothing significant. But Elias didn't care. He had dreams far bigger than the hum of a simple engine. Today, he had come across something unusual. Among the usual wreckage, his scanners picked up a faint energy signature. The reading was weak, almost imperceptible, but it was unlike anything he had ever seen. It came from a ship, a colossal starship, buried under centuries of debris, silent and still. Elia's eyes widened. He hovered closer in his small salvage ship, the Nomad, and began scanning the massive hull. Its surface was scarred and dark, yet faint glows pulsed along the edges of its alien structure. Symbols etched into its metal shimmered faintly, as if alive. It was enormous, far larger than any human ship, easily the size of a small moon. "Where did you come from?" Elias whispered to himself, awestruck. He ran a diagnostic sweep, expecting nothing. The scanners beeped back faint readings of power, but nothing functional. Still, Elias could feel it. This ship was more than metal and circuits, it was waiting. He docked his ship with a set of docking clamps and floated carefully along the hull. The airlock was blocked by twisted debris, but Elias didn't hesitate. He retrieved his plasma cutter and carefully cut a passage. As he entered the interior, he was met with silence. The air was stale, the lighting dead, yet the ship seemed to breathe. "This is incredible," he muttered. Panels lined the walls, covered in symbols he couldn't read. His hands traced the controls. Some reacted faintly to his touch. A soft hum began, low and vibrating through the floor beneath him. Hours passed as Elias explored the bridge. He found the main console, a massive structure of unknown metals and glowing crystals. He crouched in front of it, examining the interface. It was clearly a control center, but unlike any human design. Nothing he tried seemed to work. Frustrated, he leaned back against the wall. Maybe it doesn't want to be woken up," he said aloud. But even as he said it, a soft pulse of light ran through the room. The crystals on the console glimmered. The ship was responding. Heart pounding, Elias connected his portable interface to the console. Lines of alien code streamed across his screen. He didn't understand it, not fully, but patterns emerged. He began tweaking, testing, slowly learning. Days passed. He ate, slept, and worked aboard the silent giant. He became part of its rhythm. Then, one evening, as the asteroid field shimmered in the distant light of a nearby sun, something extraordinary happened. The hum grew louder, vibrating through his bones. Lights flickered along the walls and floor. A deep voice, melodic and alien, echoed in his mind. "Awakened by the one who seeks." Elias froze, his heart leaping. He had not expected the ship to speak or think. The voice was not harsh, not commanding. It was curious, almost gentle. I'm Elias Core," he said, unsure why he answered. I want to help you." The voice pulsed again, a warm vibration through his chest. "Help awaken." Elias took a deep breath. The core chamber lay below the bridge, hidden under layers of damaged conduits. He descended cautiously. The heart of the ship was enormous, a massive fusion core surrounded by dormant reactors and dormant propulsion arrays. Elias inspected each component, carefully reconnecting circuits, patching fractures, and replacing missing conduits with scavenged parts. It was painstaking work. The ship's systems were alien, far beyond anything humanity had built, yet Elias approached it like he would any machine, with logic, patience, and creativity. Slowly, the hum of the core grew. Panels flickered to life. Power flowed along the conduits. As he tightened the final connection, the fusion core ignited. The chamber glowed with soft blue light. The ship shuddered, stretching its immense form as if waking from a long dream. Panels on the walls began displaying strange patterns, mapping unknown star systems and projecting holographic schematics of its own structure. Elias stepped back, overwhelmed. It's alive," he whispered. The AI spoke again, this time clearer. "You are the one. Master, operator, friend." Elias felt a strange bond forming. He didn't just see a ship, he felt its consciousness, its memory, its potential. This wasn't a weapon, at least not yet. It was something more profound. He spent the following days exploring the ship's capabilities. Small drones patrolled the corridors, responding to his commands. Energy shields activated around the core chamber when he approached. The engines, though dormant, resonated with latent power. Every system seemed to await his guidance. Yet as the ship woke, Elias realized the implications. A vessel of this size with this technology could change everything. Entire civilizations could fear it or desire it. The thought weighed on him, but he pushed it aside. For now, he focused on understanding it. During one quiet moment, he spoke aloud. "I don't know who built you. I don't know why you were abandoned, but I think we can work together." The ship pulsed in response, a soft, approving light. "Together we will rise." Elias smiled, a mix of awe and determination. For the first time in his life, he felt truly capable of something greater than himself. He wasn't just a mechanic anymore. He was the key to awakening a legacy far beyond human history. Weeks passed. Elias explored deeper, finding corridors filled with sleeping systems, alien laboratories, and strange chambers filled with incomprehensible technology. He began mapping them, learning, experimenting. He discovered the ship's history recorded in fragmented logs. It had been a guardian of civilizations, a superweapon designed to protect rather than destroy. The thought excited him. Could a human really master such power? Could he rise to the challenge? He didn't know yet. But every circuit he repaired, every system he reactivated, brought him closer. One day, he ventured to the bridge again. The viewports revealed the asteroid field, empty and quiet. Elias reached out to the controls, feeling a surge of energy beneath his fingers. The ship responded. Systems aligned, sensors activated, and a soft glow traced the edges of the hull. It was alive, fully alive, and it had chosen him. Elias whispered, almost to himself, "If we can do this, if we can truly awaken, maybe we can protect more than just ourselves." The ship pulsed, like a heartbeat, and somewhere deep inside, Elias knew that the adventure was only beginning. Humanity had found its hand on the lever of a power long forgotten, and Elias' core would be the one to guide it. As he gazed out at the endless stars, a feeling of destiny filled him. A dead starship had awakened, and through him it would rise once more. Elias stood on the bridge of the colossal starship, now fully awake, staring at the vast expanse of the asteroid field. The stars sparkled beyond the viewport, reflecting on the ship's sleek alien hull. He had spent weeks learning its systems, feeling a connection to the vessel that went beyond mechanics. It wasn't just metal and circuits, it had a consciousness, a mind, and somehow it trusted him. "I think I'm ready," Elias muttered, fingers hovering above the control panels. The ship hummed in response, a vibration that felt almost like encouragement. The first test would be simple, maneuvering through the asteroid field. He activated the ship's propulsion system. Unlike human engines, this one responded to thought patterns as well as manual input. Energy flowed beneath his hands and the starship glided smoothly among the jagged rocks. The AI's voice echoed softly in his mind. "You learn quickly. Balance, energy, intention." Elias smiled. "It's amazing, you're amazing." As he piloted the ship, he discovered more of its systems. Energy shields could bend around obstacles, creating protective bubbles around sections of the hull. The propulsion system could manipulate gravity, allowing near-instant turns and acceleration. Drones patrolled the corridors, ready to assist, repair, or defend without harming anyone. But the real revelation came when he activated the ship's main systems fully. Holographic displays projected unknown star systems and strange energy patterns. Elias realized that the ship could track vessels across vast distances, predict movements, and analyze threats with speed far beyond human comprehension. This is more than a ship, Elias whispered. You're a weapon, but also a guardian. The AI pulsed almost proudly. Guardian, protector, you understand. Elias had expected the ship to be purely defensive, but he quickly learned it held dormant weapons systems as well. Modular energy cannons, gravitational projectors, and even energy matter converters were present, each designed for precision, not destruction. The ship's technology was advanced beyond imagination, yet it responded to his human logic. He tested one of the systems carefully. A small drone was moving erratically in the corridor. Elias directed the gravitational projectors to create a gentle barrier, guiding it safely back to the drone bay. It worked flawlessly. He realized the ship's power could be used to protect, not destroy. Days passed and Elias continued exploring. He discovered alien laboratories, energy storage chambers, and rooms filled with strange devices he didn't fully understand. Some held weapons modules, others contained defensive systems that could protect entire planets. But while Elias was learning, the galaxy beyond the asteroid field was starting to take notice. The energy signatures of the colossal ship were too large to remain hidden. Sensors from nearby factions detected the sudden surge. Rumors began spreading. A massive vessel of unknown origin was active in the outer sectors. One day, while Elias was in the engine chamber, a small fleet of alien drones arrived. They scanned the asteroid field aggressively, curious, perhaps even hostile. Elias rushed to the bridge. The ship's sensors detected them immediately. "They're here," Elias said, tension rising. "I need to see what they want." The AI pulsed in his mind. "They test, approach cautiously." Elias activated the ship's defensive systems. Energy shields hummed to life, surrounding the colossal hull. Gravity projectors created subtle fields around the drones, slowing their movements without harming them. The AI guided him through the maneuvers. "Careful, align their vectors, redirect energy flow," it instructed. Elias followed, his heart pounding. The drones adjusted, circling the asteroid field, observing. Elias realized they were testing, not attacking. His mind raced with ideas. If he could prove control without destruction, he could show that humans were capable of mastering even the most advanced technology responsibly. He initiated a series of maneuvers, using the ship's gravitational projectors to move the drones gently into observation positions. The drones paused, analyzing, then unexpectedly they retreated. Elias exhaled deeply. That worked," he said, astonished. "You trusted me and I trusted you." The AI pulsed brightly. "Trust, mutual, human, capable." In the following weeks, Elias explored further. He learned to operate the ship's energy conversion systems, discovering that it could convert raw cosmic energy into power for shields, propulsion, or even non-lethal deterrence. The ship's main weapons could immobilize enemies, redirect kinetic energy, or neutralize threats without causing lasting harm. Elias tested some systems cautiously. He launched small drones on reconnaissance missions, observing their patterns, their reactions, and the ship's ability to respond. He even experimented with the ship's gravity projectors to move asteroids gently, clearing pathways through the debris field. It was exhilarating. But with great power came new responsibilities. The AI warned him repeatedly. Others will seek power control. They may not understand restraint. Elias nodded, understanding the weight of his role. He wasn't just piloting a ship, he was the custodian of an ancient power. He would need to be clever, creative, and responsible. One day, he decided to test the ship's long-range communication and tracking systems. He discovered signals from distant star systems, some human, others alien. Most were curious, but a few carried warning tones, factions that would not tolerate a vessel like this remaining hidden. Elias realized he had only a short time before attention turned into confrontation. He began preparations, strengthening defenses and running simulations. He modified the ship systems, integrating human logic with alien technology. Energy shields could adapt automatically, drones could act independently to protect the ship, and propulsion could perform maneuvers that no human pilot had ever imagined. Through trial and error, Elias began to master the ship. He felt a growing confidence, a sense that humans with ingenuity and creativity could handle challenges far beyond their natural capabilities. He was no longer just a mechanic. He was a pioneer, a protector, and potentially a guardian of the galaxy. One evening, while observing the stars, Elias spoke aloud. "We're going to be ready, whatever comes. If someone tries to take you, they'll have to deal with me first." The AI pulsed warmly. "Together, human and vessel strong. Guardian, you are capable." Elias smiled. He looked at the stars beyond the viewport, imagining the possibilities. The ship could defend colonies, protect innocent lives, and explore regions of space humans had never reached. But more importantly, it was a testament to what a human could achieve. Ingenuity, creativity, and courage could rival the most advanced civilizations. Weeks later, the test came. Another fleet of alien drones arrived, larger this time, scanning aggressively. Elias activated the ship's full defensive systems. Shields, energy projectors, and drones worked together seamlessly. But instead of attacking, he used non-lethal maneuvers to redirect the drones away. They tried probing, testing the ship's limits, but Elias anticipated each move, using the ship's alien systems with human ingenuity. The fleet eventually withdrew, recognizing that the colossal ship, guided by a human mind, was not to be trifled with. Elias exhaled, relief and pride mingling in his chest. He had proven that humans could rise to a challenge that no one thought possible. As the asteroid field quieted again, Elias stood on the bridge, looking at the vast expanse of space. "We did it," he whispered. "We're ready for whatever comes next." The ship pulsed, softly glowing. "Ready, we are prepared together." For the first time, Elias felt the true weight of his responsibility. He wasn't just a human mechanic. He was the master of a ship built to be a superweapon. But he had chosen a different path, one of protection, creativity, and wisdom. And somewhere in the far reaches of space, civilizations began to notice. A dead colossal starship had awakened, guided by a human hand, and it was more than a weapon. It was a symbol of humanity's potential, a promise that cleverness, courage, and heart could stand against any challenge the galaxy could throw. Elias took a deep breath, feeling both excitement and resolve. The adventure was far from over. The galaxy was watching, and he was ready. And now, the human mechanic who had awakened a dead starship was beginning to become a legend. Elias Core stood on the bridge of the colossal starship, watching the void ahead. The asteroid field behind him stretched like a graveyard of forgotten machines, and beyond it lay the uncharted reaches of space. Word of the awakened vessel had begun to spread. Sensors detected multiple alien fleets converging from distant star systems, drawn by curiosity, fear, or ambition. "This won't be easy," Elias murmured, eyes scanning the approaching ships. "They want control, or they want to destroy us." The AI pulsed gently, calm yet alert. "Human, you are capable. Strategy, precision, restraint. We protect, we survive." Elias took a deep breath. He knew this was more than a test of skill, it was a test of humanity itself. He was not just piloting a ship. He was representing humans to civilizations that assumed humans were weak, insignificant, or reckless. And now, those assumptions were about to be challenged. He activated the ship's long-range sensors and identified the fleets. One was human, a delegation of colonists and explorers, but the others were alien with unknown capabilities. Most seemed curious, a few carried threatening energy signatures. Elias knew he had to act carefully. One wrong move could ignite conflict across the sector. He began preparations, using the ship's AI-assisted systems to map out defensive and offensive strategies without causing harm. Shields could redirect energy, drones could immobilize enemy vessels temporarily, and gravitational projectors could create barriers or trap enemies safely. Every system had a non-lethal function, yet the sheer scale of the ship made it a deterrent unlike anything in known space. Hours passed as the fleets approached. Elias ran simulations, adjusting power flows, testing drone coordination, and calibrating the ship's alien technology with human logic. He found new ways to combine systems, creating energy patterns and shield formations no other species had imagined. "This is incredible," Elias whispered. "We can protect, not destroy. We can be stronger and wiser." When the first fleet reached the outer perimeter, Elias initiated a careful maneuver. The drones deployed, creating a formation that blocked direct access to the asteroid field. Gravitational projectors nudged the alien ships into observation zones, gently restricting their movements without causing damage. Energy pulses simulated weapon systems, enough to demonstrate capability without firing. The lead alien vessel, a sleek, triangular craft, communicated in a series of complex signals. The AI translated and simplified them. "We test your strength, we seek control." Elias shook his head. "I don't want war, I want understanding." "Let's see if they can learn restraint too." He activated a series of adaptive holographic displays, projecting patterns that mirrored alien technology but modified with human logic. The effect was astonishing. The alien ships paused, scanning the patterns, trying to understand the control systems. Elias realized they were assessing human ingenuity, not just the ship's firepower. Hours passed in tense observation. Elias remained calm, guiding the ship and its drones with precision. Slowly, the alien ships began to retreat, not out of fear but respect. They recognized that the human mechanic was not merely a pilot but a thinker, capable of mastering systems far beyond his species' natural design. "Human, impressive," the AI said quietly. "Creativity, ingenuity, trust, you have it." Elias exhaled, relief washing over him, but he knew this was only the beginning. Other fleets were on the way, each with different motives. Some might be peaceful, others not. The challenge would not just be defense, but diplomacy, strategy, and creativity. Over the next several days, Elias refined the ship systems. He designed energy fields that could simulate environmental effects, cosmic storms, asteroid collisions, gravitational anomalies, to deter intruders without causing harm. Drones could create holographic duplicates of the ship to confuse potential attackers. The propulsion system could manipulate gravitational waves, allowing near-instant repositioning across space. Through careful experimentation, Elias discovered that the ship could even communicate its intentions through subtle energy pulses. Aliens observing these patterns could discern peaceful or defensive actions. Humanity, through one mechanic and one ship, could signal goodwill while demonstrating power. When the next fleet arrived, a larger, more aggressive force, Elias put these strategies to the test. The ships advanced, expecting to dominate. Elias guided the colossal starship smoothly, drones and shields acting in perfect harmony. He created energy barriers that redirected enemy movements, immobilized their vessels temporarily with gravitational fields, and projected holographic decoys to confuse them. The AI's voice was steady and encouraging. "Adapt, innovate, do not destroy, restraint human way." Elias' heart raced. He was creating maneuvers no alien species could anticipate. Each action was precise, using both human intuition and the ship's alien systems. The enemy fleet hesitated, scanning the vast array of defenses. For every aggressive move, Elias had a counter, always non-lethal, always clever. Hours later, the fleet withdrew. Elias exhaled, feeling a mixture of triumph and relief. He had done more than survive. He had proved that humans could master technology far beyond their understanding, not for conquest but for protection. The AI pulsed softly. Human, capable, guardian symbol. Elias nodded. We're not just fighting for ourselves. We're showing what humans can do, that we can be more than just another species in the galaxy. News of the colossal ship spread quickly. Human colonies celebrated, and even alien civilizations began to take notice. Elias received signals from distant star systems, some offering alliances, others seeking guidance. The awakened starship had become a symbol, not just of power, but of responsibility, ingenuity, and human potential. In the weeks that followed, Elias continued refining the ship systems, preparing for unknown challenges. He integrated alien modules with human engineering, discovering ways to improve shields, propulsion, and drones beyond the original design. The ship was alive, intelligent, and responsive, but it also reflected Elias' creativity, curiosity, and moral compass. One day, while observing the stars, Elias received a distress signal from a nearby human colony under threat from a rogue faction. Without hesitation, he prepared the ship for travel. The AI pulsed urgently. Action, careful, protect, human way. Elias smiled, determination shining in his eyes. Let us show them what humans can do and how we protect, not destroy. The ship glided through space, its immense hull casting shadows over the stars. Elias coordinated drones to scout ahead, projected energy shields to protect vulnerable areas, and set gravitational fields to guide ships safely. Every maneuver demonstrated human intelligence and precision, turning potential chaos into controlled order. When they arrived at the colony, the rogue faction attempted to intimidate them. Elias used the ship's capabilities to immobilize the intruders' vessels, create safe corridors for civilians, and project holographic warnings. The faction quickly realized they could not outmatch human ingenuity combined with the starship's alien power. They retreated, humiliated but unharmed. The colony cheered. Humans celebrated their protector, not a conqueror but a guardian. Elias knew this was only the beginning. There would be more challenges, more fleets, more threats, but humanity had shown its potential. Intelligence, creativity, and courage could overcome fear, aggression, and misunderstanding. Elias stood on the bridge looking at the stars. "We did it," he whispered. "We showed them we can rise." The AI pulsed brightly in agreement. Human guardian symbol potential, endless. For the first time, Elias truly understood what they had achieved. The dead colossal starship had awakened, yes, but it was humanity's mind, ingenuity, and moral courage that had given it life and purpose. Together, human and vessel had become a force for protection, innovation, and hope across the galaxy. And somewhere in the vast reaches of space, civilizations were beginning to see humans in a new light, not as weak or insignificant, but as clever, adaptable, and capable of greatness. Elias smiled. The journey was far from over, but for now humanity had risen.